This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete Haynes online manual at haynes.com.
Chock the front wheel diagonally opposite to the one to be removed. Using the tool provided in the toolkit, prise the centre cap from the wheel. Using the special anti-theft wheel bolt adapter where necessary, slacken each of the wheel bolts half a turn. Position the jack head under the rubber block on the underside of the front door sill and raise the vehicle until the rear wheel is clear of the ground. Position an axle stand under the rubber block at the rear of the door sill to support the vehicle, then lower the jack. Fully unscrew the bolts and remove the wheel. Fully release the handbrake. Using a pair of pliers, carefully pull the wear sensor from the brake pad and unclip it from the rubber strap at the bleed nipple. Note that a new wear sensor must be fitted. Pivot down the handbrake lever at the caliper and detach the cable end fitting. Slide out the retaining clip and pull the handbrake outer cable from the bracket on the caliper. Using a second spanner to counterhold, unscrew and remove the lower and upper guide pin bolts. Discard the bolts as new ones are required. Slide the caliper from place and suspend it with a length of wire to prevent straining the brake hose. Remove the outer and inner brake pads from the caliper mounting bracket, then prise away the upper and lower shims. Check that the guide pins slide easily in the mounting bracket. Measure the thickness of the pad's friction material. If any pad is worn down to 3.7 mm thickness or less, all 4 rear brake pads must be renewed. Clean the mounting bracket and caliper piston face with aerosol brake cleaner and a brush. If new pads are to be fitted, the caliper piston must be rotated clockwise at the same time as being pushed back into the housing. Use a piston retraction tool. Keep an eye on the fluid level in the master cylinder reservoir. Press the lower and upper shims into place on the caliper mounting bracket. Apply a little high temperature grease to the inner pad mounting surfaces and the pad backing plate where the caliper piston makes contact. Try not to get any grease on the friction surfaces. Slide the inner pad into place on the mounting bracket, ensuring the friction material is against the disc face. Apply a little high temperature grease to the outer pad mounting surfaces and the pad backing plate where the caliper body makes contact. Slide the outer pad into place. Refit the caliper over the pads, then insert the new guide pin bolts and tighten them to the specified torque. Use a second spanner to counterhold the guide pins. Feed the handbrake cable through the aperture in the caliper bracket, then slide the metal clip into place to secure it. Pivot down the caliper lever and engage the handbrake cable end fitting with the lever. Unclip the pad wear sensor harness from any retaining clips and disconnect the wiring plug. Connect the new wear sensor wiring plug, then get the wiring harness into the original locations. Press the new wear sensor into the groove in the inner brake pad and secure the harness with the rubber strap at the bleed nipple. Depress the brake pedal repeatedly to bring the pads into full contact with the disc. Repeat this procedure on the remaining rear brake and check the brake fluid level. Locate the wheel over the hub, then insert and lightly tighten the retaining bolts. Raise the vehicle and remove the axle stand. Lower the vehicle to the ground and tighten the wheel bolts to the specified torque. Refit the wheel centre cap. Open the passenger's door and pull the bonnet release handle. Depress the safety catch and lift the bonnet. The fluid reservoir for the brake and clutch hydraulic systems is located under a cover at the rear of the engine compartment. Unclip and pull up the front edge to open the cover over the reservoir. The fluid level is visible through the side of the reservoir and should be between the maximum and minimum marks. If topping up is necessary, clean the surrounding area, then unscrew the filler cap. Add new DOT4 fluid from a sealed container to bring the level up to the maximum mark, then securely refit the filler cap. Close the reservoir cover, ensuring the clip engages. Firmly lower the bonnet and check it's securely locked.